Hey, Spanish 1, we are back. Another go around with more preterit, okay? El pretérito número dos, right? And remember always, pretérito, you got that accent on there because the pretérito has some important accents in it. Today we're going to talk about our first set of irregulars that deal with the pretérito. And in order to do that, we got to talk about three things of huge importance. One, we got to talk about Russians. Two, we got to talk about pirates. And three, we got to talk about cars, right? So Russians, like Vladimir Putin, right? Incredibly attractive gentleman. Nice, right? Loves puppies. Loves puppies, right? Russian, loves puppies. Russian, right? Pirates, of course. Pirates, like a certain Mr. Jack Sparrow, right? So we're talking about Russians, we're talking about pirates. And then, of course, we're also talking about cars, like the Pontiac 6000 LE 1984. Somebody had that as his first car, and it was pretty much the best first car you could ever have. That's real wood, ladies. Mahogany. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful car. Russian pirate cars. That's what we're talking about. RPCs. Russian pirate cars. Those are verbs that end in zar, kind of like a Russian ruler. Zar. Alright? They end in gar, like what your pirate friends will say. Okay? And then, of course, they might end in car, like a car. It's less imaginative, admittedly. Okay, so what are some of these verbs? Like, for instance, buscar, right? To look for, to search for. Buscar is a car verb, right? Tocar, to touch or to play, like with a musical instrument. Tocar is a car verb, right? Some pirates, okay? Llegar, to arrive. Llegar is a gar verb, right? To pay, pagar is another gar verb, right? Empezar is one of our zars, right? And then almorzar is another one of our zars. So these verbs that end in car, gar, and zar, right, which we're going to refer to as our Russian pirate cars, right? Now the reason why these things are weird is because when we put them into the preterit, okay, they're all AR verbs. When we put them into the preterit in the yo form, we want to put on that A ending, the E with an accent on it. And if we try to do that, like for instance with tocar, one of our car verbs, if I try to do that, I'm going to end up with this. This is totally incorrect. Tose, right? I'm losing that k sound that I want. I want that tocar. I want to hear that sound, right? In order to find that sound, I've got to do something special here, and I've got to go to toque, right? That C in a car needs to become a QU in the yo form, toque. All right. The rest of the verb in the preterit stays totally normal. Toqué, tocaste, tocó, tocamos, tocaron. Right? Totally normal everywhere except for the yo form. Let's look at a gar verb, right? Like pagar, to pay, a gar, a pirate. Right? Now, if I do it this way, pahe, I lose that g sound, and I want that g sound. Right? So pahe, totally wrong. Absolutely incorrect. Can't have that. Right? I need to make it into a gu, a g. Right? So I maintain that page sound. So a G becomes a GU in the yo form, just the yo form. Because beyond the yo form, it stays totally normal. Pagaste, pagó, pagamos, pagaron. Right? And remember, we're still going to have that accent on the pagó. Okay? Accent's very important. Almorzar, one of our Russian verbs, zar at the end of it. Okay? I just got to go to almorcé. Right? So that Z becomes a C. Okay? Almorcé. Everything else stays totally normal. Almorzaste, almorzó, almorzamos, almorzaron. Right? So, to recap, a car, okay, the C goes to a QU, okay, to maintain that k sound with a k. All right? If I've got a pirate, okay, gar, right, that G goes to a GU in the yo form just to maintain that g sound, and a zar, well, that Z just changes to a C, only in the yo form. Okay, please keep that in mind. Only in the yo. Only in the yo are you going to find the Z changing to a C, the G changing to a GU, and the C changing to a QU. Check this out in your book a little bit. Top of page 207 gives you everything you'd ever want to know, and make sure you stay on the lookout for verbs that end in zar, gar, or car. Right? Any other questions about this or about preterit number 1, come see me. 7:20 a.m. I'm in my classroom. We can talk. We can have great question and answer sessions, and we can make sure that we understand the preterit before it gets any more difficult, because it's going to get more difficult. All right. Muchas gracias, mucha suerte, y hasta muy pronto.